Greetings and welcome to the Game Hobbit. Today we're covering Create by simibubi. Create brings to Minecraft a whole assortment of new devices and components to your world, offering the player several means to automate your game, or opening up ideas to create intricate contraptions, from setting up your own elevator to making automated crop farms. One of Create's core mechanics is rotational force. Most devices in this mod require rotational force to operate. To create simple or complex systems, you will need to understand the underlying mechanics of rotational force: rotation, speed, and stress. Rotational force, or rotation, is Create's form of power. Like any kind of power, rotation is created through generators. Generating rotation could be as simple as having a water wheel, or powering a furnace engine by heating items up. Create offers various kinds of generators for you to set up, featuring benefits and downsides to each. Hand cranks are the cheapest means of generating force, requiring player interaction to generate power. This can be handy for quick operations, such as pressing metal into sheets, but not ideal for more complex tasks. Hand cranks, however, will drain your hunger rapidly, and depends on player interaction before causing a device to operate. Being a little bit more expensive than hand cranks, water wheels generate the same amount as hand cranks, but can run indefinitely. As long as there's water flowing around it, it will work forever. Take into account the direction water flows and the ratio of flowing water to water sources, as a water wheel's performance is directly affected if water is flowing incorrectly or if there's too many water sources in use. Windmills are one of the better generators to set up within the mid-game. Despite requiring a radial chassis, a windmill bearing, slime, and wool, windmills can be as large or small as the player desires. A windmill's rotation output is determined by the amount of wool that is used. The more wool used, the more rotation a windmill generates. Encased fans offer a more compact option to generate rotation, requiring an encased fan to be situated above an infinite heat source and a redstone signal to be active. Encased fans, however, don't output as much rotation compared to other generators, but can be a viable option for establishing a temporary power setup. Furnace engines output the highest amounts of rotation, but are the most expensive to make. Furnace engines must be placed beside a furnace, with a flying wheel to be situated one block away. Despite generating huge amounts of rotation, furnace engines require a constant inflow of both fuel and smeltable items to ensure that the furnace engine keeps operating. Creating rotation, however, only goes so far, as on its own, they don't do much. Getting rotation to be relayed to machines requires conveyors to be linked up from generators to devices you want powered. Shafts are the cheapest means of transferring rotation, relaying power in a fixed direction, but can have their directions altered with gearboxes. Small and large cogwheels are also able to transfer rotation to adjacent cogwheels and any shafts that are connected to them. Requiring shafts to be placed down, belts can distribute power vertically, horizontally, and diagonally, as well as move items between different stations. When relaying power, there's no one definitive conveyor to use. Rather, using a mixture of each will provide the most options when it comes to distributing rotation to your devices. Simply having rotation, however, won't cut it for particular devices. Devices like the mechanical mixer require a minimum speed target to function that conveyors and generators cannot achieve alone. On top of transferring rotation, small and large cogwheels are also a simple means to control the speed, depending on which size is powered directly. Using adjustable chain gear shifts on systems can give a bit more control over the input and output speeds of shafts and chain drives. A more expensive option to adjusting speed would be attaching a large cogwheel to a rotation speed controller, letting players set the exact speed they want a machine to function at. One thing to take into consideration with rotational force is stress. Stress is Create's form of resistance that balances rotation. Generators of rotation like water wheels have a specific stress capacity they output, whilst devices or consumers that take in rotation have stress impact. Systems and machines will work if the stress capacity is either equal to or greater than the total stress impact in a system or device. Too much stress impact will overstress the system, causing all the machines which are linked to stop working. Relieving stress can be done by adding more generators, removing consumers, or adjusting the speed for less stress. For building more complex systems, it is recommended to use either stress gauges or engineer's goggles to view your system's stress capacity and impact on individual generators, consumers, or over the whole network. Create also features the ability to animate block structures in any direction, opening up a whole new avenue in automation and transportation to pursue. Few kinds of blocks in the mod can animate block structures how you like, known as contraption controllers. These can push, pull, or rotate contraptions in a fixed direction or multiple directions. Rope pulleys, for example, can move contraptions vertically, whilst cart assemblers can place or remove structures from minecarts. With a mod that focuses on automation and complex contraptions, comes also means to distribute fluids and items. Various kinds of fluid pipes can be used to distribute liquid to fluid inventories or tanks, as well as placing and removing fluid sources. Blocks like chutes, funnels, and mechanical arms are alternatives to distributing items to different stations, making automation much easier to achieve. With all these additions Create adds, what kinds of things can I make? Well, anything really. If you're worried your friend will steal your entire slime collection, you can create a secret door to keep it secret and safe. Sick of having to constantly climb up ladders? Yes, probably. Set up a simple elevator with redstone links and rope pulleys, and you can make trips much easier. Or if you're like me who sucks at parkour, you can test your knowledge of this mod and create your own parkour course for you to hone your parkour skills. This mod offers plenty of new ideas for you to try, providing almost limitless options to creating all kinds of intricate creations. To top off Create, the mod adds in a few extra additions. New stone types can appear in large clusters throughout your world, which can be crafted into brick, pillar, pavement, or layered styles, with each offering recipes for stair, slab, and wall variants. Granite, andesite, and diorite can also be made into brick, pillared, or pavement layers, providing many new options to your builds. Portions of your world can be saved as an MPT file with schematics that can be built into other worlds with schematic cannons, and more. Create's new array of blocks and devices opens up limitless options when it comes to creating contraptions, automations, and builds. It is one of those mods where you can make completely different creations from almost any build style, yet still find a way to incorporate the mod in it. As the mighty Minecraft narrator once said, the only limit is your imagination. Perhaps the biggest drawback for Create is how confusing it can be, especially for players who don't delve into tech-based mods. In a mod like this, where there's many kinds of contraptions, devices, and mechanics up for creating, it can feel overwhelming when trying to grasp how this mod works, even with the tooltips that are provided by most blocks. If you want a new tech mod to play around with, or seek to create some interesting contraptions, then go and create some. Thanks to simibubi for making this great and intricate mod, and link to download it is in the description below. And that is all for today. Thank you all for watching, and have a good day.